Hello. My name is Kevin Umstead with the Toledo Historical Swordsmanship Society. This is the first of hopefully several videos discussing the polearm work of 16th century fencing master Joachim Meyer. Meyer states that the quarterstaff is the basis of all long weapons. As such, we are going to begin by working through a more unified approach to the quarterstaff and halberd, and then come back to the pike in future videos. In today's video, we are going to start by discussing footwork, dynamic movement, and body mechanics. We're going to be briefly covering the footwork, but more importantly, we are going to discuss how body mechanics and dynamic movement lends itself to creating strong core rotation and hip engagement in the work. If you've watched the Dussack study series presented by Franti of the Lancing Longsword Guild, a lot of this will seem very familiar to you. If you haven't seen that series yet, do yourself a favor and put it on your list. I'll leave a link in the description below. Passing steps are where the rear foot passes the front foot. Our hips rotate as we step past, and we resume the same starting position. This type of step provides great hip rotation. Meyer describes the gathering step as essentially moving forwards and backwards. This can be done in the more conventional way, where the back foot comes up, or gathers, to the front foot, and then the front foot steps again. The source material alludes to another gathering step, where our rear foot steps past the front foot with our foot turned out. This allows for greater movement forwards and backwards, while still keeping the hips engaged and directed forwards. Stepping with our foot turned out like this is fine, as long as we keep our knee bent in the direction that our toes are pointing. It is when we try to translate our knee in the other direction that this becomes unsafe. The triangle step comes in two forms, namely the single and double. For the single triangle step, our rear foot steps out at an arc, while our front foot stays in place. We also lean our upper body somewhat back as well, which keeps our head safe. For the double triangle step, we begin with the same movement as the single triangle step. However, once that is completed, we move our front foot in the same direction of travel. The specific movement of the footwork can be represented by the footwork diagrams throughout the 1570 and 1561. Rotation of our core around a fixed stance is key to understanding Meyer's quarterstaff. This is an exercise you can do to help illustrate this rotational movement. It can be done with either foot forward, and I would encourage you to try them both. This type of rotation is prevalent in other sections of Meyer, and is less about rotation itself and more about engaging the hips into the work. At first, this movement can feel awkward and unbalanced. Keep working on it, and eventually it will become quite natural for you. We will be coming back to this movement when we get to our section on the Kreuzhau, or crosscut. In our next video, we will discuss the postures presented in the polearm section, the various ways to hold the staff, as well as how Meyer divides the staff into parts and their uses. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.